Insights podcast live here at IMX 2026 here in Nashville, Tennessee. I am here with the famous Captain Kenny Brown. Kenny, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you again.
Hey, thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, man. Always glad to reconnect with you. I know we work hand in hand on several projects. Very familiar with all the cool things you guys are doing over at Maritime Throwdown. But for those who might not be familiar with you and kind of your mission over at Maritime Throwdown, could you kind of give the listeners maybe just a quick summary of what you guys do and kind of what your mission is?
Yes, sir. So I'm Captain Kenny Brown. I'm the founder of Maritime Throwdown. Still an active towboater, so I'm right in the mix with everybody else, so I get to see all these issues hand on hand. But yeah, so the Maritime Throwdown is 10 years this year at IMX.
Whoa.
All right, so
Man.
10 years we've been doing this. This was our finals yesterday, and so we help recruit, train, and retain for the industry. We have opportunities for our supporters to get behind it to help our mission. We did probably over 20,000 miles this year on the road for the industry there. So
it's a lot of windshield time.
Absolutely, yes it is. So a lot of thoughts on everything that we do. But yeah, we're super passionate mariners, giving back to the industry every way we can and showcasing our industry in a positive light.
Man, I love it. And obviously you guys have been a kind of strategic partner with us at HealthWorks for some time now, and kind of joke with we have some of our nurse and clinical staff here with us today. I know they had like the time of their lives. Like, you've trained up some of our nurses and case managers and throwing lines and tying ropes off. And I know they always have a big time when they come over and hang out with your crew.
Absolutely. So round two, ladies, round two, nurses come over and we'll put some line throwing on. And yeah, so we talk about you guys all the time when it comes to that, because we talk about, people, you just see us throwing lines, and it's like it's way deeper than that. So we're looking at body ergonomics. We're looking at proper, workplace, placement, all your body placement.
Sure.
And so, we get into that a lot. So we really appreciate what you guys do for the industry and give these companies an easier way to handle the health side of things.
Well, likewise, man. Any time we can give our clinical team a little more insight into like the real world application, what these mariners are dealing with, physically, the demands, the unique demands that it takes to perform that work, I think it helps us kind of do our job better. So we always appreciate that, man, and that opportunity. We got some rapid fire kind of hot seat questions, if that's okay. We're asking all of our friends at IMX here this week. One, we're just kind of asking folks, like, we kind of work in this industry every day, right? Sometimes it's easy to lose sight of the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you think the general public or folks outside of the maritime industry might not understand about this world and how unique it is? Anything that might surprise the general public? Anything come to mind?
Just right off the rip, I think it's cliche in our side of things. It's like everything pretty much you touch has to do with the maritime industry. I mean, we do presentations. We can talk about a Snicker bar, and about all the ingredients, where they come from. And then how much of the inland barge industry, we talk about import and export. So you talk about the events of the world. You talk about the Strait of Hormuz. Like, how does that affect? It affects everything we do, because we're shifting those products from barges from ships to barges inland, where the ships can't get, and then it grabs trains and and trucks and everything else. But the barge movement, I think the most impressive, the thing about it is that it really grabbed me was that even me inside this, seeing all the placards of like, this is how many 18-wheeler loads go into a barge.
Yeah.
It made sense to me one time. We were in Cedar Bayou in Texas, and when I was bringing 3 barges out with hoppers with Connex boxes in them, we'd bring 20-foot ones out, and we'd come back with 40-foot. And I'm like, why does this exist? And I asked the operator that, I said, why is this dock in this crazy little creek back here, right? And he told me, he's like, well, strategically, he goes back to what we already know. But I see it real life, because I'm looking through the wheelhouse windows. And we had 3 barges, and they each had like 80 containers in there.
Yeah.
And you're talking times 3, okay? And they had to move on land like 8 miles. And we were moving them in 4 hours. That it would take, 240 trucks.
Yeah.
Okay, 240 truck drivers.
Yeah.
How many miles of trucks is that? And then what the roads are going to look like, I messed up. And then so we were doing it, and it's like we burn so much fuel. Well, when you look at those numbers, no, we don't. That's why they say we're the greenest form.
Yeah.
I think the greenest form of transportation, how many tons we move per gallon of fuel, especially with fuel prices the way they are, right?
Yeah.
Is probably the most, wow. It's even wow to me, even when I think about it, because we're doing it.
Yeah.
And then you don't even talk about the line haul guys bringing down the 35, 40 bar stones. Like, that's impressive.
Man, I couldn't agree more, and I'm guilty of it too. With, we live in, Paducah, Kentucky is where we're based, and we're used to seeing these barges go up and down the river, right, right down the Ohio into the Mississippi. And somebody told me, I don't know if it's true, it sounds true, we'll pretend it's true, but that there's more barge traffic in that inlet, flowing from the Ohio to the Mississippi than the Panama Canal, which is just crazy to think about. Like, maritime traffic and the economic impact of that, to your point, that just flows through kind of right under our noses a lot of times. So, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, I can imagine it being true. I'll have to see the numbers, but we know that the tonnage of the barges and then how they're moving. And those guys up there, they're moving some tonnage. So hats off to them. We appreciate them. We're down on the lower porch there, spreading it around and everything, so it takes us all, but it's a lot of tonnage moving. And it's so funny. I mean, I was 45 minutes from a crow's fly from the Mississippi River growing up. Then I was on supply boats coming into the Mississippi River into Venice, Louisiana, and did not realize that the inland tug and barge existed.
Yeah.
It's right there in the water. Same water's floating next to me.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was on a supply boat. That's all I thought about. And then it's like, they say, oh, go to brown water. When I came back to the industry at 26, they were like, go to the brown ones. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I got on, I was like, man, this is crazy. And I didn't like it at first. It took me 3 months, and I got that knot in my stomach, and I was hooked. I was like, who's the best boat handlers in the world? Tow boaters.
Yeah, man.
It's the truth.
I love it.
So whether, I don't know if blue water's hearing this or not, but it is what it is.
Hey, it's the Inland Marine Expo, so we can talk about
I'll
brown
be
water.
but I'll say the same thing.
That's funny. That's awesome.
But yeah.
The shifting gears here a little bit, man. I know you guys got some pretty cool initiatives going on. You're doing a million things. What is like the one thing right now that gets you, Captain Kenny excited? Whether it's in with efforts you guys are doing or just industry wide.
The big push for workforce development and the big push to tighten that down and get a better recruit for the industry, super important to us all. And everybody is really honing in on that, and they're like really opening their eyes and brains up to going outside the box. We've been doing outside the box for a long time, and so really it's like they're kind of looking at us saying, okay, maybe they're onto something. But the Incentivized Training Program for us specifically is super exciting, because if you look over at our booth, you'll see the big rig. That's our Pro Max rig. And then our smaller rig there is the Pro rig. So we based it off like an iPhone. We got Pro and Pro Max, okay?
Okay.
But
I love it.
because we were saying, oh, that's the mini rig. That's the mini rig. Don't say that. Because that thing is more challenging. That smaller rig is more challenging than that big rig.
Okay.
And some guys competed on that and ended up here on this one. They're like, bro, this is way easier. It was more intimidating, but it's way harder, right? So we're honed in on the skills. But that program is the most exciting thing going on in 2027. It is available to be put out there, purchased, put into your already great safety program. There's a lot of great safety programs out there. That is the creatine and caffeine for that program. It is ready to go. And we can attach it to 2-year, 4-year college programs, high school ISD, maritime specific.
I love that. I love those.
Okay, so what's happening is these kids at these high schools that are maritime specific, you go there and they're technical schools, right? So they have the nursing program, so they have like HOSA and all that stuff going on, right? Really cool stuff. They have the welders, they have the diesel mechanics. They all have their tools that they have to have in their classrooms. When you get to a maritime program, they have a classroom.
Yeah.
That's the furthest from the truth.
Like, what do we do?
Mariner. You can't bring a boat in there either. So that rig, though, is your welding machine, your CNC machine, your nursing equipment. It is that for the maritime program, okay? And these high school kids are training on what the pros are training on for real. And the pros that are messing with this are some of the best of the best. I figure by the time of 2028, we will have high school kids competing with the pros. We will have cadets competing with the pros.
That's awesome.
They're going to be able to ramp through the different sessions there. Once they hit a perfect score on their junior level, they move to the cadets. They move to the cadets. They go into the pros. They will be competing for 10 grand as a high school kid.
Wow.
In the maritime industry. So we're filling that funnel with more passionate, driven, and skilled, safer mariners. So if you want to talk about recruiting, we'll talk about workforce development. Like, you're not going to be sitting in a classroom with hands-on, real-world training and build them up to that. So, and then the training aspect, when they have that incentivized training program, whatever the company that has it, they're able to put scores on the leaderboard throughout the entire year and kill out the logistical nightmare that it is, because all of our boats are crewed with mariners and we're searching for more. So it's really hard to pull guys off. So hats off to all the ones that brought them out, because it takes a lot. And we know that. So thank you to the companies that got their crews here, and the ones that didn't, shame on you. Other than that, that's the super exciting thing. The Incentivized Training Program, Maritime Throwdown, they can hit us up for that, because we give them all the information.
Man, I love it. I saw a quote or a joke, meme, something the other day where it was like, you know, AI may be coming for a lot of jobs, but it's not going to come for,
Never.
you know, that deckhand or that mariner. So,
Yeah.
or it's if it is, it's going to be a long, long time. So we definitely have the need now urgently for programs like that, and super exciting to kind of have a front row seat to that as you guys are developing that. For those that want to learn more about that program, Kenny, or anything you guys got going on at Maritime Throwdown, what's the best way to connect with you guys and learn more about what you got going on?
MaritimeThrowdown.net. Not .com, but .net.
.net.
Yeah, .net. .com was taken up for the merch site there, but the .net has all the information. It has
Okay.
the instructor guides. It has all the guides, all the contact info. Hit us up. We can come in and do a demo. We'll do all the things.
Well, man, as always, pleasure. Thank you for swinging by and chatting with us here today at the Inland Marine Insights podcast. Hope you have a good rest of your IMX show experience. And as always, man, it's a pleasure.
We will. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.